live? All right. Jordan's announcing some stuff to the players, but we are going to go into round three here. And this table, we have a Boa being played by Ezekiel, and a BY being played by Omar. So, very interesting matchup. Boa can bottom deck a lot of the BY stuff.
Yeah, a lot of bottom decking, and then also too, dropping their 10 cost Kaidos, maybe some bounce backs. Whether you want to bounce back a Gecko, I doubt that. It's probably just going to be bouncing all his 5 costs back to hand.
And not only that, drawing while doing it. So,
Yeah, yeah,
very interesting matchup right now. And as you do see, Andrew, Boring Peanut is joining me for commentary now. So we are all here.
yeah. It was a little late. It was last notice call, but I'm always on call.
And you do see here on the left is Ezekiel playing the Boa, and Omar on the right using the BY. So who do you think's going to take this matchup here?
Um, Honestly, I think as long as Boa plays it right, they could do some serious damage and kind of stall out what they want to do.
Yeah, especially, being able to bottom deck, the Sabos, which is, I want to say, the bread and butter of BY. Being able to cycle through your deck with the Sabo is very essential. So,
Yeah, and then also too, I'm blanking on the card's name right now. The 6 cost that Dofia would play that bounces a 6 cost or lower back to hand.
Jozu.
Jozu, it plays Jozu, so yep, they're going to be drawing with Jozu and then also stalling maybe their 5-drop Luffy's.
They can hear you guys, yes.
We can hear you. You guys can't hear us.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a different setup than the Abode is used to. This is the second big tournament and stream that the Abode is having. The first one being the God Pack that I talked about earlier. So different change of pace than a lot of these players are used to. And I think they said what, Boa's going first?
I didn't catch it.
I would believe they'd
I
want to go
think
second to throw the BY off of curve here. But obviously the BY mulliganing probably did not see a baby to the big one or like a Flampe or a Hiyori there.
That's true. What Boa, it looks like Boa's mulliganing. He's probably just trying to find maybe Sengoku Searcher, maybe his bottom deck stuff early, just any way to stall out the game and also prepare for late. Even though Boa does draw and can stack a lot, you still want your turns to be pretty meaningful.
This is true.
Let's see. Oh,
Looks like they got him. And here we go. Yep. So first is the BY. So Boa taking him off curve, which is exactly what the Boa wants to start.
yep. Well, and Boa would want to start second anyway, and like if she wants to drop a 4-drop right off the bat.
Yep. And he does see Baby Luffy, which was the only thing off that Garp search, which is still better than nothing. And Easy Quill using the Gen Con Luffy's as Don here. Sengoku search only being able to grab the buggy because it looks like he just sent the Kaido to the bottom.
Yep, and I think that was
A Perona and a Grab Blade.
okay. That was Gravity Blade.
Which is kind of unfortunate. The Gravity Blade is very essential in this matchup to being able to bottom deck, the 5 costs that Omar will be playing. Oh, and you do see the pudding there. That is exactly what you want to see.
Yep, you want to see that pudding right away. I was kind of surprised he dropped Buggy right off the bat. Obviously, you kind of want to see what you're starting to get, but having that 2K in hand might be more valuable in the beginning.
That is true. But I think being able to see what you want next turn is going to be better.
And plus
Oh,
two,
and you do see, I think he's going to grab the 5 cost. Yep, 5 cost over
Yep.
the baby. You are bottom decking 1, but 1 baby to the bottom so far is not too bad.
one baby to the bottom. Yeah, another Sabo, and I think that was also Luffy.
And at this point, putting pressure on the BY player is not a bad idea since we do know that the pudding is going to be coming, and we know BY is going to take a majority of these swings, even if they're little baby 5 swings.
Yeah, I'd want them to get their hand as big as possible and then drop that pudding.
Hmm.
The BY player, hopefully, will, again, he's playing blue, so don't take every life, even though that's what you normally want to do with BY Luffy.
Hmm. Oh, and you do see the Jozu there, so now he will be able to use the Jozu next turn.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And yep, looks like the Sabo's going to hit the field. And then here, you could bounce the Jozu, or yep, bounce your Sengoku or Buggy. Actually, I think the Buggy would be better.
It's going lower. This is actually the perfect target for Jozu right now.
Yeah, you want to get that thing off the field right away. 8 cards in hand. Already asking for cards in hand because we know what's going to be coming out in a
Hmm.
second. But I think the Jozu to the Luffy would be the better target here. Swinging 5.
Yeah, then after that, he could also just start hitting him hard into life.
Hmm.
And, if he takes all of them and he can't finish, you just put in his hand.
Yep. And you do see the Jozu hits the field, bouncing his own Sengoku to bounce the Luffy. And he does get a draw since he is under, I believe, 5, right? Or 6?
Uh, it's 5.
5 cards for Boa. So he does utilize the draw, which is why Boa is not too afraid of countering out a lot.
Yeah, you should be countering a lot of these, lower power hits in the beginning, just because, again, you're just going to be drawing. And then in the late game, they have to go through, 3, 4 life.
Hmm. So 5. Is it even worth playing that other Luffy again? The Fist Luffy? I think it would, just so you can start getting your life down. Maybe not use ability right away, but at least have it there just in case.
Yeah, I would at least place it because he knows next turn, Boa most likely is going to be swinging.
Gum Gum Bell.
Can't remember what that does.
Oh, so it does a -7 reduction and draws his own life. Oh, he's gonna awaken right here. Very interesting. Now he's gonna play out the Egghead Luffy from the
Yep.
trash and then pop the Jozu, making him a 7K 1 life leader, which is a better spot than previously. Yep, does the 2. Baby Luffy hits the field, reveals itself. Yep.
That's just the draw.
Very interesting. I've never seen that bell used.
I haven't either. I mean, I guess it makes sense so you could actually target or KO any body if it minuses 7.
And not only that, take your own life as well.
Yeah.
Ends up dropping the pudding, which is a very good time to do so. And what he could do here, so that he doesn't see the Sabo, is potentially just swing big if he doesn't have anything else to play from his hand.
Yeah, I don't know if he might have another chump blocker, but yeah, I think just after a pudding, just put the pressure on.
That was a very well timed pudding as well, since he did get the draw from the event, the Flampe, and the Egghead Luffy.
And then would you just want to swing big with leader here, or just split 7-7? Oh, what's he
Oh,
play?
decided to
All
play
right.
out a Jinbei.
Okay, and then no other target for the Jinbei.
I potentially probably would have swung at the Sabo to get him to bottom deck it,
Yeah, I'd want that to be gone.
because then this turn he's going to have to pitch a card for leader ability, which will put him down anyway.
Yeah, he did pudding into the Gecko Moria.
Yeah, but being off curve, it kind of puts you in a bad spot. You would need the baby Sabo in the trash.
It's a lot of interesting text that he's playing.
Yeah, but now you see he's going fishing here. He's looking for, oh,
Oh,
double Moria.
oh, he's also
Unfortunate.
playing the zombie Luffy. Yeah, that is a very unfortunate search.
Yeah, two bottom decks, and does he have the? He has one more in hand, so there's one more in deck somewhere.
Let's see. Playing
And here's the
frozen.
way to cycle to all your pieces if you need
Yep.
them.
But this is still a good position for the Boa player because he's searching, he's scrambling, he's
He's
not able to use ability.
and he's gonna be a 5K this upcoming turn, so now you can really put pressure on.
Yep.
And honestly, I would probably take the life here if Omar decides to swing at easy quill.
Yeah, I would take the life too. There's no sense in countering out.
Yeah, but Omar's hand after that pudding is looking very bad. Unfortunate, losing all those pieces that you need for the brothers.
Yep.
Now, if only there was a grab blade in life, bottom decking that salvo, that is worst case scenario there for Omar.
But yeah,
Which is
because
why it's also very scary to swing in the boa.
a gecko isn't going to be honestly the most powerful play. Whether you have to drop it, I don't know.
So now he's swinging 7, and this is probably the best thing to do here.
Yep.
Gives him 3K, now down to 3. Oof, he's going to get rid of this Sabo here. Yep, bottom decks
Yep.
it.
And there's no other, besides the blocker Sabo, there's no other 5-cost brothers or anything threatening on the board. So, I mean, his Jinbeis are pretty much safe in a way. One's probably going to go, but
You could have potentially even just swung 6 there, which would have required either the Sabo, a counter, and then save some Dawn and swinging with Buggy would be crazy.
yeah. He's probably just going to swing 8 with pudding.
Oof. Yep, he's going to go in.
Yep.
8 with the pudding. Double
Nice.
2K.
Oof. He
One
did,
card in hand, we already know what it is. Very tough spot Omar is in.
yeah, he did draw, I believe that was a baby Sabo.
He needs to pitch that to the trash right here and then use the Moria.
Yep.
Yep, so there you go. So he at least has a Moria target. I believe he's got 2 Moria targets.
So his 2 babies. So even though he's awakening here, he still is just surviving.
And even then, if he does the Luffy to pop first, he would only still have 1 card in hand.
Yep. Which at this point, I mean, the math
Oh,
is
and he
pretty
chooses
easy.
to put the Nami to get a draw, and then the Egghead Luffy, which will pop at least a body.
Yep.
And now he can swing 9K at the other Jinbei.
Yeah, that's smarter. I mean, to have that cushion life, a blocker. I mean, he's just on the back pedal right now.
But if Ezekiel counters out here, he could just swing wide, and he ends up having to let go of the
Yeah.
Jinbei, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, if he could have saved it, definitely that's a card worth saving right now.
If he has a 3000 world, bottom deck the Nami.
Oh,
Oh,
he's got.
looks like he has a Kaido. I don't think it's really worth. Well, you could play the Kaido out, alleviate some of the pressure.
Yeah. Also, too, maybe if he has a bounce law. I mean, there's so many ways to get rid of this Nami.
Does have the red rock in hand right there. What is Ezekiel gonna do here? He's got a lot of different options to take the pressure away.
He could play it a little safe and just get rid of that Gecko Moria.
With the red rock, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe establish a 4 cost body as well.
I think it's still better to swing. Swing 7, either get a card out of hand or he's going to use his Nami blocker.
That is true. I have seen this Nami being teched in though. For the BY, it's either this or the Shirahoshi blocker that I have seen.
Yeah, which one do you prefer? I do kind of like the Nami. It's not like I play BY that much. I
So-
just play around on the sim with it.
In my version of BY, I do use the Shirahoshi, but I like to use it just for you know, reduction purposes to combo with the Kuzan to reduce,
Yeah.
potentially get rid of a 10 cost with the combo of both.
Yeah. Because it's a
Um,
-4, correct?
it's a -4
Yeah.
on play and then Kuzan -4 on swing. So looks like Ezekiel is going to be looking for some options here for 7 Warlords. Ends up finding a Croc. Oh, he's going fishing, playing out the buggy.
Yeah, I don't know what he's fishing for right now.
Maybe that bounce law that is right there in the middle.
Yeah, but at this point he can't grab it.
No, but maybe he's trying to set up next turn.
Yeah.
I think red rocking the gecko is the better option here, and then just getting a decent swing in. Yep, so that looks like what he's gonna do here.
Oh,
Oh,
that's even smarter
oh,
actually.
gets the draw off as well.
That's probably better, just to establish another body.
Hmm.
Left
And I'm surprised he didn't
2 Dawn
swing.
open?
I would have swung there, but does he have a counter event in hand?
I don't know what counter events Boa even runs.
Or he could be leaving him with 1 life, because if he doesn't have it, well, unfortunately he has a Sabo in hand, but if he didn't, it would force him to have to figure out how to get there.
So that way he can't just go back to 2 life.
Hmm. And he sees another Sabo.
Get rid of the Zombie Luffy and Fist Luffy. I think that was the only Sabo, right?
I believe so, because the other one was bottom decked. So he's in a pretty rough spot here. And he's trying to alleviate
Yep.
some pressure. 1 Don left. He's a 7K. He's going to have to pitch here, at least getting to 2 life, which is not bad. Oh, swinging 10. Yeah, that's probably a take here for Ezekiel.
Yeah, you just take.
Oh, really bad spot here. I'm surprised he didn't do leader ability here.
Oh yeah, he did it.
Oh, but
Maybe
he's got 2 blockers, but
yeah, just confident of 2 blockers maybe.
still very risky there.
And I forgot how he stacked it. I can't remember if he stacked that bounce law on top.
Yep, so bounce law is what he has in hand right here. You can bounce the buggy back, bounce the Nami,
Yep.
and then swing in with the boa. And that will get rid of the Sabo and then potentially swing out with his leader boa.
So I think even with the bounce law, I think it is possible to finish him here.
It is, if he swings out, he can swing 9-9 with his boa attacker and boa leader and establish the law for the next turn, if it goes to next turn.
Yeah.
And I think he only has 2 1Ks in hand.
Yeah, I believe so. I think he still has another little brother, I believe.
There's a lot of thinking going on by Ezekiel because this is basically a make or break for the game right here.
Yeah.
And I think he's in a really good spot to just go in for it.
Still deciding.
Yep. Looks like that's the 4. And here comes bounce law.
Bounce law did that, bring the Nami. Yep.
Best case scenario there for Easy Quill. A lot of people talking about banning the card as well. 9 to leader.
Yep. So he could do a 9-10.
Yep. He's going to have to give him the Sabo. I don't think he's got enough counter to get out of this. Oh, no. He'd have to give him all 3 here and then give him the
Yep.
Sabo next turn.
I think he might be debating just Red Rock the Gecko to play
Mm,
it like sort of safe.
unable to because he only has 5 Dawn.
Oh, I thought that was 6. Oh, you're
No.
right, because he played Law attached to Dawn.
It would have been a better option, or it would have been a good option to do, and all he has left is the Sabo. But I think here is just swinging big, getting rid of that Sabo. Yep, there goes the Sabo.
In the face, he's
And
got
potentially
3.
you could put down the buggy, but keeping the counter is better because if he is using the rush ace, he could potentially get 3 swings in. But 8 cards in hand, Boa is sitting in a really good spot here.
Yeah, so BY just he has to use his leader ability, get the 2 life, and I mean, he probably got to swing with Moria into Boa for any chances of survival, and then just knock off another life. And then maybe some magic will happen and he can get 2 attacks in next turn.
No, that wouldn't work. Because even
Oh,
if he did that, he could do leader ability. He would have no cards in hand. Easy Quill just swings with all the little ones.
that's true.
So he's just swinging at face. He's going to try to go lethal here.
Yep.
But, and Easy Quill's just going to take all the cards. Why not take them? And then 9, and then he's going to
Yep.
dump all the counter he has in his hand.
And then 1K, and that's game.
And there it is. Looks like Boa is going to be making it into round 4 here. Swings with the SP Boa. What a great way to finish it. So Easy Quill taking round 3 here. Very, very interesting deck. I've had bad experiences with Boa myself.
I love Boa, and yeah, it's actually pretty good against BY Luffy. Just a good matchup overall, because again, like BY Luffy isn't draining your hand really. You can get to a situation where like it's just bricks in your hand as Boa, but I mean you have so many options to just keep controlling the board.
Yeah, and drawing, the draw feature on the leader ability
Yep.
is what it needs.
Yeah, and I think like one of the biggest, I mean the pudding obviously like that won him the game in a sense, but I think one of the best things he did was seeing that Jozu right when he did the bounce that 5-cost Luffy back to hand, because it slows you down so much.
Yeah, and then it wasn't worth playing the next turn, and then that pudding is actually what sent the BY downhill.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
not seeing any of the pieces after the 5-card draw, I think it was just a Gecko, a Shirahoshi, a Flampe, and anything else he was trying to find.
Yeah, because with Boa being so healthy, like BY was just on the back burner the whole time, so discarding a card to use your leader ability, you're just on a clock at that point with Boa.
Yeah, so very, very good timing pudding. And I guess at that point, that Sengoku but that Sengoku bottom after he grabbed the buggy was probably the best thing for him.
Yeah,
And then
it
utilizing
was.
that buggy to be able to find another one.